So hello everyone. So in this video we are going to talk about examples. Okay, using let where constant keyword. Okay, in the previous video we have discussed a lot related to separate video related to let where constant. Okay, so in this video we are going to discuss only examples. Okay, so that you can get more clarity on that using how to use and what is the use case of the let where constant keyword in the real time examples. Okay, we have already explained theoretical part in the previous video. Okay, you can watch that video. Okay, and then you can watch this video so that might be a chance that you can get more clarity. Otherwise you can watch that video and watch this video first and then you can watch again the previous video so you can get the clarity. Okay, so here we can let's go to the console. Okay, okay, let's open the console and try to explain. Okay, so here we have opened the console. Okay, and that here console we need to write the source code of the javascript. Okay, and then we can execute here. We can practice the javascript code here. Okay, that is the console. Okay, so if you have any doubts related to console, so you can add in the comment, so we can uh, record one video related to console. Okay, but you can open now, open the Chrome browser and press Ctrl Shift I, so you can open that console and you can start the practice. Okay, so first where. Okay, and you can assume what will be output. Okay, function method one. Okay, and we are using where and declare one variable like sum. Okay, and here where number one, here number two. Okay, so let's console console log sum. And now number one, replace the sum with number one, same sum with number two. Okay, and now call the method one. Okay, control. So yes, can you assume that what will be output here? Sum colon is equal to what will be here? Can you assume? We have already discussed in the previous video that if we are using whatever we have declaring. Okay, so that the JavaScript controller, JavaScript virtual machine, JavaScript compiler, you can say JavaScript JIT machine. Okay, means JavaScript virtual machine that will assign default value. Okay, JavaScript controller what value will define a default value. Okay, so what will be the value will initialize here? Default, what will be the default value of sum? What will be the default value number one and number two? That the default value would be undefined. Okay, so now let's execute. So you can see here the default value sum undefined, number one undefined, number two undefined. Okay, so if we are using where to declare variable, okay, using var keyword, okay. So that will be if you are not initializing, not assigned any value, means not defining, okay, only you are declaring, okay. So JavaScript controller will assign default value like undefined. So that is the default value printing here, some undefined number. So there is any confusion? There should be no confusion. Okay. For the let, check let also, if there is not assigned any value, so the JavaScript controller will assign default value undefined. You can see here undefined. So if you are declaring any variable in where or let, okay, and we are declaring, not defining, means not initializing any values, okay, in the variable, so that default value will be assigned by the JavaScript controller. What will be the default value? That would be undefined, okay. But constant, if you use constant, can we define constant here? Can you use to declare constant? Can you assume that? UNST constant. So what will you output if you execute the program? Can you think? In the previous video, we have already discussed. What is discussed? Constant keyword. If you are using constant keyword and you are trying to declare the variable, that is not possible. Okay, here you can check missing initializer in constant variable. Okay, so that is indicating you cannot declare the constant variable. Okay, so what will, why the JavaScript controller is not initialized undefined? Why? Because the constant keyword have a functionality that if you are using constant keyword to declare, so that variable must be initialized by the value. JavaScript controller doesn't care about that the default value. Okay, so if you are using constant keyword to declare a value, at the declaration time must be assigned a value, must be initialized the value. Okay, so you can see here, if you are not initializing the values, we are throwing error initializer in constant declare. Okay, so but let or where you can use, and JavaScript controller will uh, initialize default value as undefined, but for the constant case, JavaScript controller is not responsible to initialize the default value, because constant keyword has a functionality that whenever you are going to declare the variable constant, okay, so that at the declaration time you need to initialize or assign a value. Okay, so here sum is equal to 0. So what will the value here? 0. So sum is equal to 0. So you can understand that if you are using a default, we are declaring the where or using where and using let keyword, that is the default value initialized by JavaScript controller. That default value would be undefined. But for constant keyword you are using, so at the declaration time you must be initialize the value. Okay, otherwise JavaScript controller is not responsible to assign any default value. Okay. So that is the main difference between main use case of let, where and constant. Let's go to the other examples. Okay, so here let's we where remove this one, where why we are again and again we are discussing related to variables, because this is an important part of the programmer. Okay, and if that the variable declaration and variable, how to use the variables in the JavaScript, what is the use case, okay, that concept is clear. So in the to writing the program, that will be not problem. Otherwise you will be confused. Okay, so so here we have used where sum on sum number one, number two, and we are continuing. So default value would be but undefined. Okay, so that is undefined. Okay, and now what we are doing? We are going to assign some values. Okay, sum is equal to sum equals to 0, number 1 equals to 2, number 2 equals to 3. Okay, number 2 equal to 3. Okay, so what will be the value here? Let's here and then here. Can you assume that what will be the value here? What will be the value here? Here tt 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 means after defining, after declaration. Okay, let's execute. So you can see here sum we have used, we have declared, and we are consoling after the declaration. So default value we are getting, but num undefined, 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 and after that we have defined sum is equal to 0, number is 1 is equal to 2, number, so that sum tt is equal to 0, sum tt is equal to 2, number 1, number 2 is equal to tt is equal to 3. Means JavaScript controller once executed. So how to execute? The responsible interpreter that will check the code, execute the code line by line. So first we will execute, okay, where sum, okay, sum is not assigned, so variable will be declared and will be assigned JavaScript controller by the default value undefined. So we fill again number one will be defined and then declared, and value should be undefined. Same where number two, okay, and number two also will be defined and declared in the memory, and then we'll check, okay, there is no value, so JavaScript controller is assigned undefined. Okay, and then console.log sum, okay, here debugging sum, but sum has no value. Okay, so that what is the value assigned by the JavaScript controller? Default value undefined. So that undefined would be print here. Same for number one, we'll check, okay, you have declared but not defined the value, so JavaScript is already defined using undefined. Okay, so that will be undefined here. Number two undefined, then you are going to define the value variable using values like sum is equal to 0, number 1 defined using two values, and number 2 is equal to 3. So the undefined would be override by what will be here, sum is equal to undefined. So we'll check, okay, sum is equal to, but here we are overriding, so that will be sum undefined will be override as a 0. So sum equal to 0, number 1 undefined would be override by 2, and number 2 override by 3. So value would be now override, okay, from undefined to 0 to 3. Okay, and now we are going to console sum tt sum. Okay, so previously sum was initialized as undefined, but we have override using 0, so that will be here 0. Now already checked JavaScript controller you have declared but not defined, so that JavaScript controller defined using undefined. So now here we are manually defined, so that undefined will be override by 2. So here we equal to 2, same number 2 is equal to 3. So that we are calling here method 1. So sum undefined, number 1 undefined, number 2 undefined, and that is override 0 to 3. Okay, so that is the concept. Okay, you can get clarity. Okay, now let's go to the other example. So here we have override. Okay, now let's go to the other example. Okay, here remove this one. Okay, here remove this one. Okay, and now remove this one also. So yeah, now here at the declaration time will initialize by 0. Okay, and now if true means always it will be true that your boolean value, so it will always true. Okay, and now we are going to declare same here. Okay, and we are consoling here cns value console dot log sum. Okay, and here same we are going to declare. Okay, so we have declared here variable sum and inside the function, and if block is starting from here, so we have already it console. Okay, and so inside this block we are consoling the sum. Okay, and then we have declared sum is equal to 2, means sum is equal to 3. Here we have assigned. Okay, and then console dot log is equal to sum. Okay, so can we assume that what will be the output here? Sum. What will be the output here? Sum bb and sum tt. Okay, so what will the output here? Can we assume what will be the output here? Output, can you assume? Think, pause the video and stop the video, and then you can think what will be the output here? What will be the output here and why? And let's, okay, so what will you output here? What will you output here? You can assume now. If you have a right, then okay. If you are not right, then okay. So here we have used variable sum is equal to 0. We have already declared and assigned. Okay, as using 0 value, and inside the if block, or if we are declaring and defining with the same name, sum is equal to 3. Okay, so what will be the, so controller will come here and it will check. Okay, sum. Okay, it will print 0 and it will come. Okay, where sum is equal to 3, it will print 0 or it will print 3. Okay, let's see. So you can see here sum bb is equal to 0 and sum tt is equal to 3. Okay, so do you have confusion? Yes. Okay, you have already confusion. Why? Because you are using, you have declared with same name. Okay, and inside the block and outside the block, but inside the block we have used bb sum and tt sum. So bb sum y0 and tt sum because we have used inside the if block. So okay, so let's discuss. Let's explain variable JavaScript controller will execute method 1. Okay, and then will come first line where sum is equal to 0. Yes, so where JavaScript controller will define variable, and variable name would be sum, and initialize the value will be 0 because we have already at the declaration time we have initialized the value 0, so it will not use undefined. Okay, because at the declaration time we have used the 0 value. Okay, and then JavaScript controller will come here. Okay, if true, okay, condition will be true because boolean already true, so we will console here sum. Okay, sum will check in the above, is there any sum inside the if? No. Outside the if? Yes. Outside the if sum is equal to 0, so it will print here 0. Then come to here variable sum. Okay, sum is equal to 3, so it will override from 0 to 3, and here sum is equal to 3, but not will declare and define. It will override 0 to 3. Okay, let's, so that it is coming here 3. Okay, so let's execute some other example. Okay, so here outside of the if block, here remove that. Okay, and inside the if block, okay, and okay, here. So what will be the output here and what will be output here? Can you assume? And what will be output here? Can you assume? So here BB, TT, here MM. We are using to identify, okay, which console is debugging. So we have used any keyword BB, TT, MM. But that you know meaning, but we have used that to identify which console we are printing. Okay. So variable sum is equal to, can you assume that what will be output here, what will be output here, what will be output here? Can you assume? Okay, no problem. Sum interpreter will go here. Sum is equal to 0. Okay, then come if true. Okay, sum BB, sum will check. Okay, there is any sum inside the if? Yes, there is the here, but above this console there is any sum? No, because that interpreter will execute line by line. Okay, so it will execute. Okay, no, there is no sum, so it will go to outside of if block. It will check any sum. Yes, we have a sum, so that will print 0. Output will be 0. And here variable sum already have declared using and defined as a 0, so that we are using where. Okay, that is a point we will discuss next example. Okay, why that is happening, already we can discuss in this example. So sum is equal to 3 we have declared and defined, but there is no meaning. I am mentioning here there is no meaning to declare the variable here. Okay, there is no meaning. Why? That is the okay. Okay, we'll discuss after this. And here, what will the output? Sum is equal to, okay, sum will check. Okay, sum. There is any variable? Yes, we have a variable that will use a sum. So now sum override from 0 to 3. So output will be 3. The main point is going to outside of the if block. So can you assume that we have used VAR and sum is equal to 3, and outside of the if block what will be the output? Can you assume? It will 0 or 3. It will 0 or 3. What will be the output? Think little bit. What will be the output? It will 0 or 3. And why it will 0? Why it will 3? It will be 3. Why? Why it will be 3? Let's execute and then we'll discuss. So you can see here sum is equal to 0, BB sum is equal to 0, TT inside the if block, TT is equal to 3, and outside of the if block, console MM also 3. Why? Why MM is 3, TT 3, and BB is 0. So we understand BB is 0, okay, but why the MM is 3? Can you understand? No, you are not getting. You are thinking that it would be 0 because we have declared and defined inside the block, and then outside of the block that will be not accessible. So it will access sum. So sum will be 0. No, already you have discussed in the previous video that where keyword has a function scope. So if whatever the variable we are using inside the block, due to the function scope, due to the hosting concept, we have declared here sum is equal to 0. And now same variable name we are using here and we are declaring and defining here. So controller, JavaScript controller will check, okay, inside the function, any variable name sum already we have used. Yes, at the function level you have used, and you are using inside the block sum. So it will check, okay, already have a function scope where, and you have already defined sum on the function level, and inside this block we are defining there is no meaning. It will use this sum and override this value 0 to 3, so that here is 0, okay, and then here the 0 is override to from 3, and then here coming 3, and outside of the if block we 3, because the 0 is override here. So actual program internally will be like this. Internally we have written like this, but internally JavaScript controller will do like this, like this, okay, like this. It will remove, already we have declared and defined the value, so it will remove this where, and internally will implement like this by the JavaScript controller, and will be output 033. Okay, so you can understand that is the main why. So you can understand that why we are focusing variables. Okay, that is the main important things. Okay, so now let's go to the other example. Okay, so here, here, okay, then outside of the if block, let's use another if block. Okay, if 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 sum equals to 3, equals to 3, and console. Okay, and then we have sum is equal to 9. We have 8 here. So can you assume that what will be the output here? So it will output 0. In the previous example you have already used, and then you have used sum is equal to 3. So that will be inside the if block, that will be 3. But we have declared one if block as well. We have used one if block, we start from here, and then we are printing here some mm. So this will be bb tt this one will be HH. Okay. So can you assume this will, if is equal to true, means that will go inside, condition will meet. Can you assume that some variable sum is equal to 0 if true, inside the if block we have used sum is equal to 3, and outside of the if block sum will be accessed, sum will be get sum is equal to 3. Can you assume? And what will be the sum value here, and then we have again we are declaring defining sum is equal to 9, so what value will be HH here? Can you assume? We will discuss. Yes, from my perspective it will go inside the if block, okay, and then output will be whatever is that, and here output what will be 9. Okay, you can assume. Okay, why? Because interpreter put here 0, and then here sum is equal to 3 will be sum 3 outside, so value already have override using 3. Okay, already discussed in the previous example. So sum value is now is 3, so sum is equal to 3. Yes, so will here sum is sum 3. Yes, and then again we are declaring variable sum is equal to, but variable is a function scope due to hosting concept. It will check there are 2 points, no, function scope and hosting concept. So sum will be override from 3 to 9, and outside of the block sum matches, so value would be 9, this sum would be 9. Okay, and then the debug here sum is equal to 9. Let's see. So you can see here sum bb 0, bb 0, tt 3, 3, and hh 9, you can see. So that is the difference between where and using the where keyword. Okay, and then there is a late. Okay, so that video is going to too long. Okay, so we will discuss in the next video. Okay, late and constant. Okay, so thank you so much. Bye. If the video is going to helpful for you, so you can like and comment. Okay, thank you so much.